So here's where we are now. This is back in Sonia's little beach shack, home sweet home at Biggerel Waters. It's not much, but it's home. These are our little doggies. So we've got a couple of cattle dogs, a little Binny in the foreground and Joey in the background. Joey's just had an ear operation. He's got his cone on, but life's good back at the beach shack. So it's been tough 4 years, absolutely. It absolutely has. But don't despair. Don't despair. There's always hope. And again, this is my faith coming in. You know, it makes life so much easier when you have faith. Because along came Ross. Now, as I said, we're a little bit out of, I'm just trying to tell a story here, because what happened, the Queensland government, we were talking to everyone at the time, and one of the groups we're talking to was Queensland Trade. They said, Luke, could you come down and do a presentation at the Versace? And I said, sure, I'll talk to anyone, I'm trying to get 3D Me and V2I happening. I didn't realise it was a mining conference though, So about 2 days before it happened, we weren't involved with mining, we realised it was a mining conference. I said, so what the hell are we going to talk about? I'm an urban designer and visualisation, you're a nurse and pharmaceutical. So we sat down and said, let's just talk about digital communication and how digital communication can improve outcomes. So we showed a few things, and one of the things we showed was the ICE DVD. After that, Ross came up to us and said, hey, listen guys, that was fantastic. You really need to talk to a couple of other people that I know, and that there'd been opportunity with Line. So sure enough, along came Dave and Lorraine, And really, without wanting to sound too silly, it probably was has been the most significant journey for V2I, for 3D Me, having you guys come into our lives, because what you guys did straight away, which we couldn't get from anyone, and this is a very important story from a Lion's point of view, nobody would say to us that our DVD on ice, which I think what you guys first reviewed, they just wanted to argue. We had Queensland Police, we had Drug Arm, we had Queensland Health, we had Queensland Education, all sort of wanting to, not fight amongst themselves, but nobody could argue. They'd all argue about the facts and what things were doing. But Dave came along, I think, reviewed it and sort of said, listen, look, this is really good. Can we have a chat? I think about the same time, and can I get my timelines mixed up here, the DrinkWise grant came along. So Sonia was writing grants, trying to get money to fund our community-based messages. So we had a $25,000 DrinkWise grant that we were going to put $25,000 in, but we needed to have an organisation to actually submit the grant. And so I think Sonia phoned David or sent you a draft of the proposal. David, without even, I don't know if you even met Sonia by then, but I can't remember, but straight away you said, no, let's go for it. And we got that grant. And that really started, this wonderful relationship with Lions and with ALDAF, and we're truly grateful for that. So again, we did the DrinkWise DVD, and I'll skip on this, but this has been another great success, and we'll talk about some of these figures a little bit later. But it's really been the support that, this is a nice thing. It really started, I guess it gave us some faith that there was this opportunity to build this community-based business model. Now, the one on the left is kind of where we're at the moment, but the one on the right is where we want to get to, and that's part of the next phase of taking all this work online and getting it to the world, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So that's where we're going. Lions, people, ALDAF, whether you like it or not, right? That's what you told me, right, Dave? Whether you like it or not, we're stuck with each other. So, as I said, and Dave, listen, that figure might not be quite right, but there's been some substantial, revenues returned back to ALDAF, and it's been a great journey for us, and it's been great for us to be able to say to other people, well, this is the sort of models that you can have in place, because one of the challenges that we have with NGOs is that so few of them seem to have a business mind. The wonderful thing with David and Lorraine is there's a business mind there to say, we can use this and we can create revenue to put back into the community. So it's been very refreshing.